All right, in Christmas 2022, if you are a Red Komodo user, Red did give all of us owner-operators out there a nice little Christmas present with the Beta Firmware 1.7.0 release. Now, this has a lot of exciting updates like ELQ compression, gyroscopes, cloud-based upload capacity. But one area that I am really excited about is now Red is recording gyro data inside your Red raw files. And what I want to do is just talk a little bit why, if you are a Red owner operator, why I think this is something that you should actually be pretty excited about, because it could add a great little tool in your kit for your camera. Now, what does it mean to have this Red Komodo gyro data in the files? Well, the first thing is, and there's an important caveat to this, is right now the data is just being recorded onto your clips, and only in the raw clips. If you're shooting in ProRes, it's not going to be there. You got to shoot raw to have this information baked in there. So what that means is you cannot currently access the gyro data that is inside these Red raw clips, but you will, and it's there. And now what's awesome is even today, before the capacity to decode it is there, you know that anything you're shooting today forward is going to have that information there. So you're essentially future-proofing your footage by getting this gyro data stored inside your footage. And I'm really excited about this, because the Red Komodo doesn't have IS, and having this ability can give us such nice professional looking footage in the future without some of that camera shake. And it's not something you need all the time. It's not something you need in every shot, but there are going to be times when you want to have it that I think are going to be really nice and have a nice level of professional smoothness, especially if you pair this already on a gimbal that's already fairly smooth. It can just get you that beautiful David Fincher type access to looks that a lot of us would be really excited to get. Now, this also matters in a very big way, because now that we know that gyro data is being baked into the raw footage, you need to understand what gyro data can do and what it can do, so that when you are in a situation where you'd like to have access to that in the future, you know you're setting your camera up in the right way and not basically hurting yourself in the future. I mean, gyro data is a great tool to have, but it is not a cure-all for shaky footage. You're not going to suddenly put this gyro data on there and get perfectly David Fincher smooth mechanical things all the time. And the biggest variable you need to account for is your shutter angle when you're shooting. And while the gyro data can do a great job stabilizing the footage, it does not remove camera blur, which causes weird artifacts in the stabilization process. So because of this, you need to be aware of what that means for shooting. And if you have a specific shot that you're shooting today or in the future that you think you may want to have gyro stabilization on, you need to be very aware of your shutter angle and your camera movement as you are doing that. Now, this is not something you need to worry about on every single shot you shoot, but it is something that's going to become an important parameter in your camera as you're shooting, just in case. And the fact now that this information is there, I love having this information, because there's certain shots that I'll look at that think, man, I'd really like to stabilize this in a gyro and post a little further. And I just know to be extra careful in shedding my shutter angle to a faster shutter angle, just to kind of take care of the motion blur. Because it's a lot easier to add motion blur in post than it is to remove these weird artifacts when you get a blur in a gyro thing. So it is something to be aware of as you get ready to shoot. So anyway, I was really excited about this option here on the Red Komodo. I haven't heard that many people talking about it. I wanted to share that with you. I'd love to hear what you think about this, but just remember, it is now there in the camera. It's a really cool option for you to shoot, and hopefully the future version of yourself will be very happy knowing that you had this stuff there as you go forward. Anyway, guys, I'd love to hear what you have to say about this. Leave me any notes and comments down below, and yeah, go out there, keep on shooting, and yeah, I'll talk to you soon.